Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to Wednesday, where I talk about speaking and content and visibility, your online presence, aka your digital disco. So today I want to talk about how to be chosen for the opportunity. Now, back in 2014, was it that long ago? I wrote a book called How to Be Ready for Your Lucky Break. And I have known other people over the years who have essentially, or it's felt like they've been plucked from obscurity, like some conversation or right place at the right time. I've seen that. I have seen it in my life. However, that's only one side of the story. It's often that they've been doing this behind the scenes for years and years and years. And then suddenly it was right place, right time, and off they go. And this thing about being chosen for the opportunity, I want to explore it because sometimes people will get in that head space of almost saying, it's not fair. I haven't been chosen yet. I didn't get the email. I didn't get the invitation. Nobody ever invites me anywhere. Why am I not getting that? And actually, there's so much information to be gained from that final question. Why am I not getting that? Well, maybe it's because they don't know who you are. Maybe it's because you haven't been visible for a while. Maybe it's because you haven't shown what you can do. Maybe. There are often lots of clues in your action, in what you are putting out there. Maybe you have been inconsistent recently. And I know I'm saying some of these things and you're like, oof, that feels a bit confronting. But do you know what? That's how we're going to get to the next steps forward. I don't think we can be Disney princesses and just hope for the best and wish and cross our fingers that somebody one day is going to be discovering us. The internet is too busy. The world is too busy. You're not everybody's priority. Again, I know that sounds harsh, but on the flip side of this, you can make it happen. You can start now and you can build your plan in order to be chosen. And once you put yourself in that mindset of, hang on a minute, I could go first here, that's when the golden stuff is happening. That is so great. So number one, I want you to begin to show more of your work. Really break it down. Your portfolio. The amount of times when I work with clients on their digital disco, it feels like I'm jogging their memory. They go, oh, I forgot I did that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did that. Oh, I've never put that on my website. I didn't really tell anybody about it. Go back to all of the things that you've done. Break down all of the pieces of information, really tell the story, show people through the course of your work, the journey of your career. There we go. Show it because people can't guess it. People can't read your mind. You have to go first. If you can do something, show people you can do it. Number two, being your full self and knowing your audience. I think this stems often from childhood, especially if we were conditioned or raised as girls to be pleasers, to be so helpful and kind and accommodating to every single person. And the truth is, not everybody needs to or wants to hear it from you, which at first is a bit of a sting. It's like, yes, but I thought I was just being lovely and I thought that I could be really helpful. No, some people don't want to hear it from you. Some people have completely contrasting views about things to you. But I tell you what the great thing is here. I tell you what it is. Oh, it's so good. If you can really show up as your full self, the people who will love you and your work will absolutely do that, and they'll support you and they'll champion you and they'll get you, and you'll get that lovely feedback loop every step of the way. And so instead of being vanilla and trying to be like, I can be whatever you want me to be, go all in on who you are. As much as I would like to think like, oh, but I feel really young at heart, a 21-year-old is going to say, you're still nearly 43 though. You're quite different to how I think about the world. And so instead of trying to convince I mean, this makes me feel cringe just saying it. Instead of trying to convince the 21-year-olds that I'm still cool and hip and all the rest of it, or like with my 8-year-old, he just wants me to be his mum. He doesn't want me to do any of the other things. He wants me very much to be in the mum category. No problem. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. Number 3, communicating clearly, and efficiently. Saying you are available. Knowing the questions to ask. This is so key because again, this sort of fits in with like not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to waste anybody's time, going over the point again and again. And actually what you need to do is to be really clear. I am available for this. I can do this. Here is what I would do. Here is what I would suggest. This is what I'm able to offer. So many people write 8 paragraphs when what they actually need to do is to write 2 lines and then some bullet points. We are all, I've got my phone here, like we're all looking at our phones and doing things all at the same time. Don't make it complicated. Sometimes just the way you're communicating is stopping you being chosen because somebody just looks at your emails and like, wow, I don't really know what to do with this. Instead of the email that's like, here I am, this is what I'm all about, and here's how I can help you and why I'd be right for the situation. Number 4, I want you to be, have I missed one up? Okay. Number 4, you have to actually put yourself out there. And you have to be okay with rejection. Again, that's a stinger because we don't want to be rejected. We don't want our ego to be bruised. We don't want to be in that situation where we do loads of work on something and then somebody says no. But I'm here to say this is absolutely part of it. And as soon as you switch into that, well, I'm not even going to bother then, you've lost the game. You've lost the game. And when I've spoken or been invited to places to talk about acting or, branding or whatever it is over the years, people will say, what are some of your biggest takeaways from 25 years? And I really believe that you have to show up with that enthusiasm, that hunger, that desire to do a good job. Because as soon as you start to do that, well, I'm too good for this, or I'm not even going to bother, or until they pay me, I'm not even going to, when you go into that sassy thing, and of course, everybody has their own boundaries, you're of course entitled to those. But when you're going into that, like, I'm just going to stand on the sidelines. We've all felt it. And as soon as you do that, people can feel it. They know that you don't want to be in the room. They know that you're bringing a bit of a stinky attitude to it. And so the quicker that you can get used to it not always being about you, being okay with rejection, sending emails sometimes and never hearing back, all of it is fine. All of it is fine. Finally, here's one of the things that and I was thinking about this in terms of dating. I remember when I was about 24, I felt really burnt out by the whole dating scene, or maybe like 25, just before I met Matt. I was just like hanging about with these, these plural, hanging about with these idiots, and these might be me like looks good on paper type people. Or my wish list. And I remember saying to my pal, do you know what I really want? Is somebody who will just show up when they say they're going to show up, or do what they say they're going to do. Or I'm just sick of playing games. I've had enough of playing games. And it's really interesting because I think that shows up in business sometimes. You can have all of the flashy things and the experience and they did this and all of the external stuff. But also what you need to do is to be a safe bet to be chosen. The fact that you are going to be there on time, the fact that you can have that ability to say, no worries, I'll sort it, or to be flexible, or if something changes at the last minute, go with it and not have a complete freak out. All of these things are really, really valuable. So I always look at the way that I am conducting myself in emails, for example. I will always say what my deliverables will be. Like, yes, great, I will send you this by this day, and then actually do it. I will also work with people's deadlines. I will always do something like text on the way and say, I'm on my way, looking forward to seeing you today. Those small things, especially for maybe that intern who's 22 thinking, oh my God, I've booked this talent. This is my first big bit of responsibility. What happens if they mess this up for me? Those things can be huge. So those little moments where you can provide that reassurance, that comfort, that safety, that connection, that is another guaranteed way to be chosen. Because often these chosen moments are happening at 10 to 6 at night. I always talk about this, but it's true. They're happening at 10 to 6 at night when they need to make a decision and they need those safe bets. I hope that has been useful. If you want to come and join your digital disco, come and find out more about it. If you want to get started as a paid speaker, I've got a brand new training in my under £100 shop. Or you can come and do Speak Up, and I can support you and guide you every step of the way. Check out all the links down below, subscribe, follow along, and let's do this. Lots of love. Bye.